Before we get into the video, I just want to give a quick thank you to Inkbox, who has sponsored today's video. Hello everybody, glad you're all here. We're gonna be talking about TikTok again. I know I just made a video about TikTok quite recently, but when I made that video, I didn't fully understand TikTok, or at least I don't think I did. And since then, I've been on the app a lot, and I've noticed that there are some interesting communities on TikTok, and some of them are really funny, some of them I don't really understand, but there is one specifically. I don't even have words to describe it. This past week I've been scrolling through Twitter, going about my business, and all of a sudden I've noticed that these weird animation videos have been all over my timeline, everywhere, and every single time it's a different one. And the more that I see them, the more weird they get. Initially, I actually thought that whoever was posting them on Twitter was the one making them, or that they were pulling them from some random site. But then I actually clicked the video to show like the full screen, and I saw the TikTok logo, which meant that it was a TikTok. I didn't know that you could upload animation style stuff on TikTok, but part of me was so curious. I was like, I kind of want to check this TikTok account out, and what I found is very interesting. I unknowingly fell into the weirdest community on TikTok that I've personally seen. Like, there's the e-girls, the e-boys, the Gordon Ramsays, like, whatever. This shit is new level. I did a terrible job of trying to explain the accounts on camera, so what I meant to say at this point in the video was that the accounts all seem to follow a similar theme where their entire profiles are dedicated to posting these kinds of animations. There's not really any information on who is actually making the animations, or if they are by the same person and are just getting distributed by different accounts, or if it's by different people and they all have a similar theme where I think we're supposed to watch them and take them as a life lesson of some sort. I'm not really sure what the lesson in most of these videos are, if I'm being honest, but the clips have storylines where you have these shadows of people, and each clip is like 10 to 15 seconds long, and there's just a lot going on in such a short amount of time, and I feel like the lack of context, or even with context, they don't really make sense. They just don't make sense. So today I thought that we could check them out for ourselves. There are some that I've already watched. There's some that I have yet to see, because there are so many of them, and it's not even just one account anymore. There's multiple accounts doing it too. Of course, before we start today's video, we have to do this week's sweaty shout out. This week it goes to Isabel Cerny, who sent this meme. Barbarians.
This is our land. You can't take it.
Roman Empire. Start learning Latin. If you want to get a sweaty shout out for yourself, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, which makes you a sweaty, and then follow me on Instagram and DM me your favorite meme of the week on Instagram, and you might get chosen. Well, first off, the music choice is impeccable. I can't think of any song I would rather see a man get impaled by shards of something poking out of a wall than calm, serene piano music. Also, kind of confused on what the fuck's going on here. Who put the leash on him? What is that red meter thing doing? I also don't really understand why he hasn't just run straight off the treadmill instead of staying right there, because there's literally nothing stopping him from doing that. I'd like to give this video the benefit of the doubt that the entire context of this that makes this video make sense is explained right there, and I just can't understand it because I'm an idiot who only knows English. But I feel like there's a lot going on for just that to be able to explain it all. I don't understand what's going on here. So he starts off by pouring his juice into their... That sounds wrong. And then the other guy refuses to get that guy's head juice, and then once he gets it, he gets big enough to beat the shit out of the head juice guy, and then proceeds to do exactly what the head juice guy was doing. I don't get it. I genuinely feel like my brain is too small to understand what's going on here. I feel like you have to have a certain IQ to watch this and be like, oh yes, that's what it means. Okay, so I looked at the comments and somebody tried to explain it, and they said that apparently the video is meant to show a guy who's trying to make everyone else like him, and the other guy wanted to be different. Why didn't he just walk away then? Like, he's fully standing in line waiting to have this guy's head juice poured into him, and he's like, but I don't want to though. But I'm here, like, waiting, but I don't want to. Also, can't he just pour that guy's head juice out of his cup head? Like, is that not an option? This video's like, yes, you guys all have cups for heads, and this man is just pouring his head juice in. but you can't pour it out. That you can't do that. That's just unrealistic. This next video is actually one of the ones I saw on Twitter, and it is it's a trip. Okay, so I think that the video is about a mom and her son and daughter and how as they grow up, they find a partner and then they leave her, which I understand, but I also feel like you could have resolved this by not standing on a seesaw. What was their plan to get off in the first place? Like, they're all just standing on this seesaw thing as a bunch of thorns are below them and expected that everything was gonna go swimmingly. I also love how in the end she cries in copyright-free baby noise. While this video is pretty weird, I feel like it could have been done a little bit better if there was a different song playing.
I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. 如果忽远忽近的洒脱是你要的
What is she handing him? Bath products?
愿回到一个人生活
What?
的温柔是你的借口，那我宁愿对你从没认真过。
What? I really don't know if me not understanding the writing makes this better or worse. So she has a broken heart and she's handing this guy something. And as the guy tells her to turn around, we find out she has arrows in her back? And a house and a car and a guy giving her his heart? And then she turns around, and then he gets angry, even though he just told her to turn around. This makes no sense. I can't even think of the things that the guy could have been saying, like, hey, turn around, you have arrows in your back, and then she sees the guy with the car, and he's like, oh no, I shouldn't have told you about that because now you're gonna ditch me. Like, what could he possibly be saying that would make this scene make sense? I also love how he reaches out to her at the end as if he can't just tap her on the shoulder because she's not even a foot away from him. Even when the bridge thing breaks, he could easily just go, hey, it just broke. Can you turn around for a second? The bridge just broke. Damn it, it's hail season. It's also a very interesting way to try to not get killed by a rock. Instead of running away from it, he just did this and then died. I also love how when the girl is about to walk to the guy who just appears out of nowhere and now has a bag of money and a car, she kind of like looks back like, sorry that you got hit by a rock. I'm gonna go now. Who is in charge of the audio for these things? The girl's mouth isn't even moving as the laugh starts. It's literally just... Thankfully, though, the message is a lot easier to understand in this video than some other ones that come to mind quite quickly. Basically, the girl only has one thin wall. She gives her heart to a guy, and then some random girl walks by 30 seconds later, does a giggle and this thing, and then he runs away. And then by the time that another guy pulls up, her wall is a lot more thick. Then the next guy who comes around has to like... I feel like this has the same kind of depth as like an early John Green book. Like if I had seen this on a Tumblr dashboard in like 2012, I would have been like, wow, that was just beautiful. If you just turn around, like just turn around and run, you can get out of this entire situation if you just turn around. So this ghoul thingy that is holding a Poseidon stick thing and something else is going after a girl and a guy and putting him on broil. The guy also proceeds to push her with the strength of Iron Man up to the cliff, which if you had that power before, why didn't you do that to the both of you 30 seconds ago? But then she jumps back down, does a shield thing, and then they both punch him and he dies. So I guess the message is, if you ever get attacked by this thing, just hope that you're with your significant other who also has supernatural powers. Yes, secure the bag. I see absolutely nothing wrong with this. I love how she does fully try to step on it. She's like, oh yeah, this is definitely sturdy. This'll hold up. The comments though on this one are absolute gold. But I mean, was the guy with that money even hot though? That's the question. Someone commented every girl is like this, which, yeah, I don't think there's anything more accurate than the belief that every girl stands on a mountain thing like this and waits for two guys to come out of nowhere, and one of them builds a bridge and the other one builds a bridge out of money, and then she goes, I'm gonna take the one with money. Before we continue on with the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Inkbox. Inkbox speaks to those who love to experiment, and if you haven't heard of them before, they are a company that specializes in their very own Inkbox tattoos. These tattoos are for now, not forever, which means that you have the freedom and flexibility you need to express the story of you. They sent along some tattoos for me to try, which I was super excited about because the designs are really cool and the application process is crazy easy as well. Inside your Inkbox tattoo set, you get instructions, a primer wipe, your tattoo of course, and a protective seal. After applying your tattoo, the ink develops on your skin and gives you the look of a tattoo for 1 to 2 weeks. The one I have right now I applied a few days ago. I'm gonna try to show it right now. If I can't figure out a good way to show it through this, I'll just show B-roll of it. But I have been loving it so far. It looks crazy legit, and you can rub it, you can shower with it on, and it does not budge. It's also really cool that, like me, they're from Toronto, and the actual ink they use is plant-based, skin-safe, and cruelty-free. They also have over 4,000 tattoo designs on their website, meaning if you want to get the same tattoo as me, and we can be matching, you can. Or if you want to try something different, the possibilities are endless. If you want to check out Inkbox for yourself, you can click the link in my bio and browse through their tattoos until you find the right one for you. You can also get 20% off of your Inkbox order by using my promo code, which is Aonso20. Thanks again to Inkbox for sponsoring today's video. If any of you guys do pick up their tattoos, feel free to send me some photos because I'd love to see how they turned out. There's a lot of dialogue in this one that, once again, I don't understand, so I'm just gonna sub in what I imagine they're saying.
Stupid girl, I stole your heart.
That's not my heart, clown. How the hell is this clown still alive?
What? What I don't understand is, what are they doing? So the girl takes someone's heart, like half of their heart, and then a guy above her takes that heart, and she gets really upset about it. Like, really upset. And then the same guy gives his full heart to the girl and then dies. But what I don't get is, where did the first half of the heart come from then, if the guy after still has a full heart? Is she not able to look down and see how much bigger the other piece of gold is? So then an angel comes down and says something to him, and then she loses her wings and falls on the ground, helps him get the gold, and then the girl comes back and is like, wait, I'm back. I don't understand what the lesson is here when 2 videos ago they were like, gold diggers are bad. Except for this one. What are they laughing at? Yeah, I think the thought is nice, but I don't think that 6 gonna cut it. So the plot of this animation is, guy rips out a jewel and throws it at these girls, and the girls laugh at him because I guess the jewel is too small. And then when he goes to get another one, the ground breaks and he almost drowns, and then they help him. Moral of the story is, I hate that my first reaction when I saw the granny was that I thought that the guy was gonna put the granny in the machine. I know that reality can be quite distorted in animations, but someone want to tell me how the fuck this machine works? I also love how everybody is just levitating a good 3 centimeters off the ground at all times. I just don't understand what this means though. What do these old people have anything to do with this machine? Okay, so apparently there's one person who understood this video because they commented, "This is the heartless generation of today's world." But what do you mean? Don't really understand. So the common theme with a lot of these videos is that the girl has to choose between a guy with something and then another guy who has more of that something. And she always seems to almost go for the guy or go for the guy who has more of something. But if she goes with the other guy who has less of something, I don't really know what happens because we don't really get a sound ending in any of them. So she tries to go for the first guy with the big ass umbrella, which quite honestly, that big ass umbrella could have fit all of them if they all just want to coexist with each other, which I think should have been the idea for this video. But instead, his umbrella gets blown away, and then he also gets blown away. So after that option's gone, she ends up with the guy with the smaller umbrella, and then they end up in love in the sky. Which I don't understand, because if the whole premise is that she was supposed to choose him from the beginning, why does she get the happy ending if he was literally her last resort? Like, what else was she going to do? Just stand in the rain? I see It Chapter 3 is going well. So the idea for this video, I guess, is a guy who is walking away from a cliff for whatever reason with his back turned to Pennywise the clown, who is wielding knives and axes for an unidentified reason. Then some random girl shows up and hugs him, and then this shield wraps them and protects them from the clown thing. And then that's the end. The clown dies in the end. The more I think about this, this is literally the premise of It. Forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm not that well versed in the It cinematic universe. Slim Thick? So the guy is asking her for a box of her, and she just hands it over, like, here's my box. Then she turns around and sees a guy with like a nice house, a nice car, and I'm not really sure who we're supposed to side with on this, because I assume that they're trying to say that the guy on the right is the better choice and that she's being a gold digger, but also that guy was like demanding a box of her like 30 seconds ago, which I don't really know what that means, but it also doesn't sit well with me. In my opinion, the moral of this story is she had to give away a part of herself to this douchebag guy who was being a dink, and then she turned around and she found a better guy who happened to have some nice things. The more of these videos that I watch, the more I feel like this is a angel mommy situation, in the sense that you have to have a certain IQ level to understand the true depths that they are exploring in their TikToks. If you don't know who I mean by angel mommy, I'm talking about a TikTok user who is truly the light at the end of the tunnel for this app. Her mind is truly unmatched, and I feel like while I can understand Angel Mommy's videos, I don't think I'm at the IQ level to understand the animation ones yet. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed exploring the animation side of TikTok. In my opinion, it's definitely the weirdest community. If there are any communities that are weirder on this app, I think it's better off if I don't know they exist, to be honest. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are both Aonso, if you want to follow me outside of YouTube. And I also have a second channel, which I will be getting to posting to soon. I know I haven't posted on there in a really long time. I've just been really busy, and the main channel is obviously my priority. But if you do want to check it out, there is a video on there, and I will be posting stuff on there again soon. So that's also an option if you want to check it out. And then my Instagram stories is where I put my Music Mondays now. If you had seen that series that I used to do on my channel that I can't do anymore on here because of the copyright issues, but it lives on Instagram now. So if you want to see that, you can check it out there. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.